the Emmy-nominated Ian Eagle, back on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Ian?
I'm doing well, Rich. Thank you, and congratulations to you as well. That was tremendous.
What was tremendous? What's tremendous?
Your Emmy nomination.
Oh, that thing? Ian?
Did I not mention that? I'm sorry. I thought I completely buried the lead.
That's okay, Ian. We're both going to lose to the same guy.
I know.
You're up against Costas, too. He got nominated in your category, too. How many yachts can this man water ski behind, Ian?
Enough.
Right?
Enough already. And I agree. My nomination this year is a bit of a shock.
No.
No. Only because my submission, I went a little bit in the unique category.
What'd you do?
I did some work. Not many people know about it, but I do a little bit of co-ed tetherball.
No kidding.
Yes. I've been doing it about 4 years.
Was that on True TV, Ian?
On True TV, very
Okay.
late, 2:30 a.m. And I didn't think it would resonate, but this year it finally popped.
You know, the E is silent in True TV, Ian. You know that, right?
I know it now.
Okay.
I read enough promos. I got it.
By the way,
I'm on top of it.
I shouldn't say that, that you're going to lose to Bob, because I've done that 3 times now, doesn't mean that you are too. But you're up against Breen, Costas, Mike Emmerich, Doc Emmerich, the legend, and Dan Hicks, great group that you deserve to be thrown in, Ian.
Well,
so congrats on that.
I appreciate it. I mean, those guys are hacks, but we'll just do what we got to do.
Is that your speech? Is that going to be your acceptance speech? Write that one down in case you forget it.
I just gave you a taste of the speech, yeah.
I love it. Ian Eagle joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. You called on Westwood 1, the Michigan State victories over Oklahoma, and then just Louisville. What makes Tom Izzo so good in your estimation, Ian?
Rich, 20 years as the head coach of Michigan State and a guy that's won a national championship, yet I would tell you that this has probably been his best coaching job. This is not a team that is laden with superstars. They truly are a collective unit. And this has been a rocky road. By his own admission, there were moments where he wasn't quite sure what this team was all about. They got clocked about a month ago by Illinois and then bounced back, beat Illinois after that. And he felt leading into the Big Ten tournament that maybe things were starting to come together. Impressive wins in the Big Ten tournament, had Wisconsin down 11 in the championship game, let that one slip away, came into the NCAA tournament as a 7 seed. Travis Trice has really stepped forward. Leadership from him, from Denzel Valentine, Forbes, big shots against Louisville. Dawson didn't play well offensively, but makes the biggest shot of the game in OT. Schilling and Costello, rotation big men. Again, this is not a team that has NBA stars littered all over it. He's had that before. He has a system that works. He's got consistency in that system. He's got assistant coaches that he's had for a long time, and he can plug these players in, and they have bought in 100%. This was truly a complete team effort getting to the Final Four.
And he's 13-9 now, Tom Izzo, as a lower seed in a tournament, and one of those 13 wins was the last time Izzo beat Coach K and Duke in a Sweet 16 in 05 when Duke was a top seed and Michigan State was a 5. How do these two teams match up in your estimation, Ian Eagle, for a Final Four game that kicks off the weekend?
Yeah, he's been on the short end of that head-to-head matchup against Krzyzewski throughout their careers. This Duke team, I can't say that they've been incredibly impressive. Obviously, they're in the Final Four, so they're doing a lot right. Their starting 5 is very strong. Matt Jones provides a lift as well. They're not deep. It's basically that. They play 6. If they have to go 7, they can, but they'd rather not. Defense was a big question mark for this team throughout most of the season, and they've improved. And in this tournament, they've looked very good defensively, including when they needed to lock down Gonzaga yesterday. I walked away very impressed with that performance. Jones, very savvy at point guard. Winslow's going to be a big-time NBA player. Okafor's going to be a big-time NBA player. They've got some leadership and experience in Quinn Cook. But I think Michigan State can come at you in waves, and they have a little bit of that Destiny Darling thing going right now. I'm not one to pick games, but if you're asking me, can Michigan State win this game? Absolutely. Oh, sure. I believe Michigan State can win this game.
Ian Eagle here on the Rich Eisen Show. So flipping to the other side of the bracket, there's 2 ways to look at the Kentucky victory over Notre Dame. One is that you just knew they'd have to have a close barn burner test in this tournament, that they weren't going to cruise like they did against West Virginia through this entire thing. That's one way to look at it, that they've had their test. The other way is that Notre Dame is providing, we in the media, we love blueprints, Ian. We love them. We think they exist.
It's a buzzword.
Yes, it's a buzzword. Did Notre Dame provide one, as if Bo Ryan really needed one? But
yeah, that's the good point, because ultimately Bo Ryan knows this Kentucky team well, played them last year. They're not intimidated by Kentucky, although things are a little bit different. These freshmen changed the game for Kentucky, not just the Harrison twins now. They're more than that. Euless is a stabilizing force for them. Karl Anthony Towns is a major, highly skilled talent, inside, outside, ridiculous wingspan. Cauley Stein didn't play last year, so he's an addition to the Final Four matchup from a year ago. And Devin Booker is just one of those steady Eddies, deep range, rock solid all around. Trey Lyles, it's an abundance of talent, Rich. To me, I would say it's the former. I think they got their close game under their belt. They handled it. They were under control. They didn't panic. And that's what struck me about this Kentucky team all season. Amidst all of the headlines, can they go undefeated? They've been completely professional, and that's a weird word to use in relation to them, because most of them are going to be professional, but they've handled it as well as you possibly can. Calipari, who I've known forever, has pushed all the right buttons on this team, and he's managed egos, and he's juggled the lineup in the perfect way. There were tight moments in that Notre Dame game, and they walked away from it better off because of it.
Well, that is the storyline that's emerging, that Coach Calipari is earning his stripes from the paparazzi for the first time as a coach, as opposed to just a recruiter. Ian.
He deserves it too, Rich. He deserves the accolades because he has been the best coach in college basketball this season. Everybody says, I'd love to have that talent. Well, now you got to deal with that talent, and you've got to be able to massage egos and handle everything that comes with the expectation levels of that talent. He's done a remarkable job on that front.
Do you think he's 40-0 when it's all said and done, though?
I think he is. I think they do it. I think the Notre Dame game was the game that could have gone the other way. They found a way. While Wisconsin is certainly not walking into this game feeling as if they're a huge underdog, I think Kentucky is going to take care of business and win the whole thing, yeah.
Ian, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Rich, anytime. Hopefully I get the chance to see you in New York.
Oh, yeah. Well,
wearing some very slick duds. You come dressed to the nines for those events.
It's my favorite thing to do, Ian, which is to go to the sports Emmys and sit in an auditorium where there's no food or drink allowed. Or internet. They do cut the phone service because they don't want anybody tweeting or anybody, it's truly like they stick everybody in a hermetically sealed room.
Yes.
And for the studio host, we're the last award. Nothing like me sitting there. I've done this 3 times now. And I have my acceptance speech in my pocket. And
clutching it.
You know what it is? I write it on the piece of paper every year. It's clap and smile as Bob walks to the stage. That's what it says on the piece of paper. And I'll loan it to you for this year, Ian.
Yes,
I'll loan it to you.
And then Bob makes some kind of crack which brings the house down and makes you feel
because he's
better.
Bob Costas, for crying out loud.
It's Bob Costas.
It is. And hey, he's a Syracuse guy. So
He is.
Just
so
like
if it happens, I'm just accepting it now. I'm okay with everything, Rich. If he beats you and me, I'm okay with it.
Clean sweep. Ian, thanks for calling in. We'll chat soon.
All right, Rich. All the best.
That's Ian Eagle.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.